Disclaimer: this content is for educational purposes only and is not medical advice. Always consult your healthcare provider before starting any new supplements or protocols. Results are not guaranteed. Accessing Body Glitch database now.
Okay, I need to start this deep dive with a question that might sound a little offensive.
Okay.
It's actually pretty personal, but stick with me here because the answer might explain, I don't know, about 50% of the health problems you've been ignoring.
I'm ready. Ask away. Let's see if we can offend everyone in the first 30 seconds.
Have you ever walked into a room or maybe, caught a whiff of yourself after a really hard workout and it smells like cat pee?
That is a very specific question.
It is specific, but I'm serious. It smells like ammonia, like a public toilet or really strong window cleaner. And here's the kicker. You don't own a cat.
If you are nodding your head right now, or you've noticed this on your gym clothes, that sharp, acrid smell, we are not talking about a hygiene issue today.
Exactly. You didn't just forget deodorant.
No, we are talking about a chemical signal.
We are diving into what might be the biggest open secret in the biohacking world right now. We've got a stack of research here on something that makes you feel toxic, foggy, irritable, and yes, makes you smell like ammonia.
And the crazy part is, most doctors just miss it completely.
They do.
It flies under the radar constantly. We're looking at a phenomenon called hyperammonemia. In plain English, high ammonia levels in your blood.
And before you tune out thinking, oh, that sounds like a rare disease for people with liver failure, the sources suggest it is actually rampant in the general population.
It is everywhere.
The symptoms are wild. We're talking about why you have dark circles that no amount of sleep fixes. We're going to talk about why your kid might be failing school or throwing these uncontrollable tantrums.
And maybe most importantly for our listeners, why that high-protein healthy diet you're on might actually be poisoning you.
It's a silent neurotoxin. That's the villain of today's deep dive.
I have ammonia.
So let's unpack this, because when I read the source material, I felt like I was reading a description of half the people I know.
Right. Tired, brain fogged, snapping at people for no reason.
So lay it out for us. What is actually happening biologically? Why do we have ammonia in our blood in the first place?
Well, to put it simply, ammonia is a waste product. It's a nitrogen byproduct.
Okay.
Every time your body processes protein or breaks down muscle or even deals with certain gut bacteria, it produces ammonia. And it's highly toxic. It's not something you want floating around.
So it's poison.
It is poison. But usually, your body is a genius. Your liver has this specific system called the urea cycle. Think of it like a waste management plant.
Right.
It takes this toxic ammonia, binds it, and converts it into urea, which is harmless, and then you just pee it out. It's a beautiful system.
When it works.
When it works is the key phrase, yes. The problem the sources are highlighting is that for many of us, due to stress, diet, gut issues, that cycle is jammed. It's sluggish.
The waste management plant is on strike.
Exactly. And when ammonia builds up, even just a little bit, like 30 to 50% above baseline, it hits the central nervous system first.
And that's that burnout feeling, right?
Yeah, precisely. It's not just, I'm tired from working hard. It's a chemical drowsiness. Headaches, fatigue, that feeling of being totally drained no matter how much coffee you drink.
It's like it's putting the brain in a chokehold.
That's a great way to put it. It literally inhibits energy production in your brain cells.
Okay, I want to get to the visible signs immediately because this was the part that made me run to the mirror while I was reading.
They are unusual, which is actually great for us because it makes self-diagnosis much easier.
Okay, so first up is the eyes. Dark blue or dark brown circles. Now, everyone has dark circles, but this is different, right?
It is. You're looking for a specific combination. It's often dark circles combined with red cheeks. But, and this is key, hypoxic skin.
Hypoxic, meaning lacking oxygen.
Exactly. So you might look flushed, like you have rosy cheeks, but the skin tone underneath has this sort of bluish pale tint.
Why?
Because the cells aren't getting enough oxygen. Ammonia interferes with cellular respiration. You literally aren't breathing right at the cellular level.
That is terrifying. But the one that really blew my mind, and I've started looking at everyone's hands since I read this, is the hand sign.
Yes, peeling skin on the fingers and palms.
I've seen this. I've seen people picking at their fingers thinking it's just dry skin or maybe a nervous habit.
And it might be nerves, sure. But if the skin is peeling in sheets or flakes, specifically on the palms and fingers, the literature points directly to ammonia toxicity. It's a classic sign.
Why, though? Why the hands?
It's like the emergency exit door. The liver says, I'm full, I can't process this, so the body pushes it out through the pores. And since ammonia is caustic, it's basically bleach, It damages the skin as it leaves.
Hence the peeling. Wow. Okay, so if you're looking at your hands right now, keep listening. But let's pivot to the behavioral stuff, especially with kids. The source calls it the angry kid phenomenon.
This is critical. For a developing child, high ammonia is a disaster. The source describes a deterioration in handwriting and a regression in speech.
So a kid who is doing fine suddenly starts writing like they're 2 years younger.
Exactly. Their fine motor skills go right out the window because the nervous system is under attack. But the scary part is the behavior. Tantrums, aggression, anxiety.
And you mentioned something specific about headbanging.
Yes. Children banging their heads against the wall or the floor. Now, usually parents think this is purely behavioral. My kid is acting out.
Right, they just want attention.
But physiologically, high ammonia increases intracranial pressure.
Wait, so their head literally hurts?
Their brain is swelling slightly. It hurts from the inside. They are banging their head because they are trying to relieve that pressure.
Whoa, that changes the entire perspective. They aren't just being difficult, they are in physical distress.
That's the implication.
Yeah.
And then you get the stuffy ears, like they seem stunned. They keep saying, what? What? Because the world sounds muffled.
I felt that. It's like the world is muted.
It's sensory overload. The brain is chemically clouded. The source also mentions blurry vision that comes and goes. These are neurological misfires.
And one more for the parents listening. Bedwetting.
Enuresis, yes. Especially if it happens after a heavy protein dinner.
Why after dinner?
Because the system is overloaded with nitrogen from the food. The body tries to flush it out urgently to lower the ammonia levels, and the neurological control over the bladder just slips.
It's a safety valve.
Basically.
Okay, so this is terrifying. You're foggy, your hands are peeling, your kid is banging their head on the wall. The big question is, why? Why is this happening to so many people?
It's easy to blame genetics, and sure, that could be a factor, but the source is very clear. For most of us, this is a lifestyle issue.
It's us. We're doing it to ourselves.
In many ways, yes. It starts with the gut and the liver. If you have a fatty liver or stagnant bile or SIBO small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, you're a prime candidate.
And then there's the diet trap. And I feel like I need to apologize to all my keto and carnivore friends in advance here.
We have to talk about it. Look, high-protein diets are popular. They can be great.
Yeah.
But if you cannot digest that protein perfectly, it doesn't just disappear.
It rots.
Blunt, but accurate. It putrefies in your gut. And that rotting meat feeds specific types of bacteria that produce, you guessed it, ammonia.
So you're eating steak to get healthy, but you're turning your gut into an ammonia factory.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Your body is smart. If high protein is poisoning you, your body will try to stop you from eating it. It shuts down the production of digestive juices.
Is that why some people get that sudden wave of nausea when they even look at a piece of meat?
Yes. Protein aversion. If meat makes you feel sick, or you just don't crave it anymore, that is a massive red flag. Your body is screaming, no more nitrogen.
It's not just food, though. The source mentions stress.
Stress, fasting, alcohol. Even one glass of wine can trigger this. The mechanism is fascinating. It's called catabolism.
Unpack that for us.
Catabolism is just the breakdown of tissue. When you are stressed or fasting, your body breaks down its own tissue for fuel. But tissue is made of protein. So when you break it down, you release nitrogen, which becomes ammonia.
So you could be fasting to get healthy and actually be poisoning yourself with ammonia at the same time.
Correct. Which leads us to maybe the most counterintuitive part of this whole deep dive, the sports paradox.
I love this part because we just assume that pro athletes are the pinnacle of health.
We see muscles and think health. But intense exercise involves massive muscle breakdown. That is catabolism on steroids.
The source threw out a number here that made my jaw drop. Intense exercise increases nitrogenous waste in the blood vessels, washing the brain by 300%.
300%. Imagine that load on the brain. This leads to cytotoxicity, cell poisoning, and overexcitation of the central nervous system.
And the consequences? The brain just shuts off.
It has to. To protect itself from the toxicity, the brain downregulates. It slows down processing. The source argues this explains why some professional athletes, not all, but some, struggle with intellectual tasks.
Wait, so the stereotype of the dumb jock.
It might not be a lack of intelligence. It might be that their brains are literally swimming in ammonia. It's a chemical issue, not a character flaw.
They're physiologically intoxicated by their own workout.
That's the theory, and it raises a very serious warning for parents of athletic kids.
Yeah, let's pause on this. Professional sports for children, we push them so hard.
The source is pretty severe here. It says that level of training can be dangerous for a developing brain that can't handle the ammonia load. It can make learning difficult, cause cognitive decline.
So if your kid is training 4 hours a day for travel soccer and suddenly failing math, it might not be because they're too tired.
It might be because their brain is toxic. Their bucket is overflowing.
Okay, that is bleak. But this is the deep dive, so we have to bring solutions. And this source provided a very specific biohacker-style protocol.
It did, and it's framed as a stack. It's a combination of things that work together.
Right. You can't just pick one. So this course is supposed to be 2 to 4 weeks, but results can be felt by day 2 or 3.
That's the beauty of it. If you give the system the right inputs, it responds fast.
So let's build the stack. What's at the core?
The heavy lifters are 2 amino acids that reactivate the urea cycle. First, L-Citrulline.
L-Citrulline, got it. How much?
The recommendation is 500 milligrams 3 times a day before your meals.
Okay. And its partner?
L-Ornithine, sometimes sold as Hepamers. The dose there is higher, about 3 to 5 grams per dose.
So citrulline and ornithine, they basically restart the liver's detox engine.
They're the key ingredients. You're topping up the tank. But you also need the support squad, the cofactors.
Right. What are the...
First, Magnesium B6, specifically the citrate form. And the source suggests a high dose 10 milligrams per 1 kilograms of body weight.
Wow. So if you're 70 kilograms, that's 700 milligrams of magnesium. That is a hefty dose.
Definitely split that up. Then you need zinc, about 25 to 50 milligrams, and crucially, a coenzymated B complex.
Why coenzymated? I see that on bottles, but I never know what it means.
It means the vitamins are already in the active form. You're looking for P5P for vitamin B6 and methylcobalamin for B12.
And that's important because...
Because if your liver is already struggling, it can't do the extra work to convert cheap vitamins into the active form. You have to give it the finished product.
Makes sense. Don't give the tired liver more work. Okay, what about for people with bloating?
Yes, if you have bloating, it usually means you have bacteria in your gut producing ammonia. The source suggests alpha-normix, or rifaximin. It's a specialized antibiotic that kills those specific gut bugs.
A nuclear option for the gut. Got it. Now, we move to what the source calls the golden rules, and this is where the magic happens.
Rule #1 is non-negotiable. You must use binders.
Explain this. Why can't I just take the citrulline and be done with it?
Because the citrulline deals with the ammonia in your blood, but you need something to grab the toxins sitting in your gut.
Like a sponge.
Exactly. The source lists activated charcoal, pectin, psyllium, or zeolite.
And timing is crucial here.
Yes. Take them at night, away from food and other supplements so they can sweep the gut clean while you sleep.
Okay, rule #1. Binders. Now, rule #2. My favorite, because it is so blunt.
The must-poop rule.
It literally says you have to poop.
It sounds funny, but medically, it's urgent. If you take a binder, it grabs the toxins. But if that binder just sits in your colon because you're constipated...
The ammonia gets sucked right back into your blood.
Exactly. Retoxification. You'll feel worse than when you started. The source quotes, better out than in. If you can't go, use whatever it takes. A glycerin suppository, an enema.
It says, don't be shy.
You cannot detox if you are constipated, period.
Okay, rule #3 involves water, but not just drinking it. We're talking about the mega bath.
Right, this is about alkalizing.
Yeah.
Ammonia causes acidosis.
Yeah.
You need to balance the pH.
But the amount of salt. I read this 3 times to make sure it wasn't a typo. 3 to 5 kilograms of salt per bath.
It's an immense amount.
That is not a bath salt shaker. That is a sack of salt from a hardware store.
You're basically brining yourself like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Why so much? That seems totally excessive.
Osmosis. If the salt concentration in the water is high enough, it creates a gradient that literally pulls the acidic toxins out through your skin.
So 5 kilograms of salt. Got it. And finally, rule #4, diet adjustment.
This is temporary but crucial. No meat at dinner during the detox.
Yes, dinner.
Yes. Give your body a break at night and use lemon juice on your meat earlier in the day to help digestion. Oh, and liquid chlorophyll.
The internal deodorant.
It works. It binds to the compounds that cause odors. If you were worried about that cat pee smell, chlorophyll helps neutralize it.
Okay, so let's recap. You're taking the stack. You're taking binders at night. You are making absolutely sure you are pooping every single day.
No matter what.
You're soaking in a literal mountain of salt, and you're skipping the steak dinner for a few weeks.
That is the protocol.
And the source says if you do this and you feel better in 3 days, then you have your answer.
That's the diagnostic test. If the brain fog lifts, if the energy comes back, if the kid stops banging their head,
Yeah.
then ammonia was the problem.
It's almost empowering, isn't it?
It is. It shifts the narrative from, I'm just a broken person, to, we have a chemical imbalance that we can fix.
But the source does add a reality check. This clears the toxin, but it might not fix the root cause.
Right. This drains the swamp, but it doesn't plug the leak. If the problem comes back after you stop, you have to look deeper. Is it the liver? Is it genetics? Is it chronic SIBO?
But for now, get the toxin out.
Kid having a tantrum? Drain the ammonia. Got sick? Drain the ammonia. It's a good first step.
It really makes you think about how much of our personality, our mood, our patience is actually just biology.
We are biochemical engines. When the engine is clean, the car runs smoothly.
So here's the thought I want to leave you with today. Next time you feel that heavy brain fog, or you see your hands peeling, or you just feel inexplicably angry, ask yourself, are you just tired? Or are you poisoning yourself with your own healthy lifestyle and unfinished digestion?
It's a question worth asking.
Go check your palms, people. Thanks for listening to this deep dive. We'll catch you on the next one.
That's the update for today. Full protocol with dosages and links in the description. Grab it if you want to try. Subscribe for more, and remember, you're not alone in this glitch. Session terminated. Welcome to the body glitch. Subscribe to upgrade your biology.